now.
Arts, entertainment, food, fashion, and fun. Now, here's Natalie Hendricks with the Southern Scene.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Southern Scene. I'm WSAV's Natalie Hendricks. You know, living near the coast, we have access to some of the most beautiful waters in the United States. Many of the fish and sea creatures under the water are protected to keep them safe, and protecting them falls on dedicated folks like those at Gray's Reef. Gray's Reef was established to protect one of the nation's most valued marine areas.
Gray's Reef National Marine Sanctuary is a national treasure located right off our coast here in Georgia. It is one of just 14 such places in our entire country, and it is there and protected because it has an amazing array of diverse life and a lot of creatures and fish that live there. So we are responsible for protecting it. It's located 16 miles off Sapelo Island, and it was established in 1981, so it's been protected for quite some time. And what is found there is over 200 species of fish, hundreds and hundreds of species of invertebrates.
The endangered right whale come there to have their babies, and loggerhead sea turtles make their homes there too. But there is another fish making its home at Gray's Reef, one that's not so welcome. It's beautiful to look at, but not so pretty to touch. This is the Pacific lionfish. While it may entice you with its beautiful peacock-like display, looks can be deceiving. As its name suggests, it's normally found in the Pacific. But for the last 20 years or so, they've started showing up here in our waters. The reason? It's believed that people who have aquariums release them into the ocean when they get to be a hassle at home. Sarah Fangman says while it may have seemed like a humane way of getting rid of them, it was a really bad idea.
These predators are voracious. They are indiscriminate eaters. If it fits, they'll eat it. If it goes in their mouth, it goes in their stomach, they're happy.
So how can you help Gray's Reef keep the lionfish population in check? Why not go fishing? People who have had lionfish love lionfish. There are restaurants in Florida where lionfish is on the menu all the time. And other places are catching on, which is a good thing because it's a way to help address the overpopulation of this dangerous fish. Oh, did I forget to tell you? They can hurt you.
They are very dramatic looking, and they have spines on them that are venomous.
One touch and you can be in a world of hurt. So if you want to catch one, a hook and a line isn't the best way to go. Most divers catch them by spearfishing, and there's no chance of them becoming extinct because they've run unchecked for years.
We can take them out all day long in the shallow waters, but they're still going to be out there in deep waters. So they're here to stay. Lionfish are here to stay.
You know, Gray's Reef is doing all it can to educate people on how delicious lionfish are. They've even asked several local chefs to create dishes featuring the fish, showing how versatile and non-poisonous it actually can be. And if you happen to find yourself on the wrong end of a lionfish spine, run the punctured area under the hottest water you can stand, and keep doing that until you can see a doctor to have it treated. If you want to get up close and personal with a lionfish or a loggerhead sea turtle or even a seahorse, well, you might want to head to the University of Georgia's Marine Education Center and Aquarium. And of course, that's located right here in our area on Skidaway Island. You know, so many local organizations and businesses do all they can to protect and improve our environment, like the Savannah Bee Company. You know, what started out as one man making honey, bottling and shipping it, and basically doing everything just in one tiny room at Oatland Island has turned into a booming business that now features many different flavors of honey, honey wine, and so many beauty products. You can even buy some of them in Target stores now. At Savannah Bee Company, they're always brainstorming new ideas.
The first thing that we do is we find out if there's a desire for that product. And then we all sit around and think about how do we want people to feel when they use the product. For example, the NASA scientists, what we liked about how they formulated the soap is that it blossoms while you use it. So initially when you're putting it on you, it doesn't have a strong scent to it. But as it lathers, you start feeling and experiencing those essential oils. And that's what we want. We want it to not only help your skin in a healthy way, but also help your overall being, so that those essential oils are either calming you or energizing you for the day as it suds. And the thing I love most about the soap, honestly, other than how it makes you feel, is when you put it back on your soap rack or in your shower, it doesn't create that soap scum, because it's so clean and beautifully formulated that those things that normally create that scum just aren't in the ingredient deck. Our typical bar soap will last between 3 and 4 months and stay very clean and wonderful in the shower.
And if you haven't been to Savannah Bee Company, I urge you to go. Don't go away. When the Southern Scene returns, we'll show you how your gently used items go from your closets to the Goodwill store and how they help so many people in our community. We'll have that for you when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Southern Scene on WSAV and MyLC. Well, can you believe it? Goodwill of the Coastal Empire is about to turn 50 years old. That's right. For nearly half a century, Goodwill Industries has not only provided the public with gently used items, they also provide the community with so many other resources, from tax preparation to GED preparation to getting into the workforce. No matter what you need, well, they're there to help. And a big reason for that is your generosity. Okay, right now I'm in the production or processing area, and look at all of this stuff. I see just the person I need to talk to, Connie Curtis, who is the Vice President here at Goodwill Industries of Donated Goods.
Hi, how are you today?
It's so nice to see you.
Well, thank you. It's great to have you here today.
Well, thanks for letting us bring our Southern Scene cameras in to see the behind the scenes at Goodwill.
Not many people get to see that.
But you let the Southern Scene cameras come in. I'm so excited about this. Well, let's talk about Goodwill Industries. For some of our viewers, I mean, I can't imagine people not being aware of Goodwill, but what is Goodwill all about?
Well, Goodwill is all about helping people become employed and live independently. This is what everybody strives to do, and Goodwill wants to give people that hand to move in that direction and become independent.
But it's not just all about here and what happens here. I mean, you guys stretch out, you have a large radius.
Yes, we do this at 15 other retail store locations.
Which is pretty incredible. How many employees would you say is with Goodwill Industries that we're seeing here?
We employ over about 600 people.
Wow.
And throughout our organization, and 300 of those are from the donated goods and retail.
So how can we be sure that we are dropping off in the proper spot?
Well, we have 127 drop box locations, and that drop box is pretty distinct to us. It has our Smiling G logo on it.
The Smiling G logo.
If it does not have the Smiling G, it is not our box.
So if you do not see a Smiling G anywhere at the drop location, you know it's not Goodwill.
Absolutely.
Well, Connie, I want to do something here. Of course, you know, I made a donation this morning. I dropped off a bag of items, but I dropped off one of my dresses as well. So can you walk me through the process to tell our cameras and our viewers what actually happens, so that we can show them what happens to their items when they go through here?
Okay. Well, first of all, Natalie, what we do is we bring it to this area where it gets graded.
Okay, so I see my dress back there in the back.
And it's being graded
and it's being graded
that it's in good condition to be sold in our retail store. And once it's done with the grading process, they tag it and then put it into a buggy to be hung.
Okay, so it's been graded, and now I see that it's hung on a rack back here. So now what's happening?
So we're going to move that to the retail floor and put it in its proper category, where we size items as well as colorize. Well, Natalie, let me show you what they do next. We bring it to the staging area where it gets sorted into the pants, the tops, the dresses.
So, okay, so now I'm seeing all of these men's items here, and pants. And
see your dress?
Oh, and I see my dress. My dress shows up right here on the rack, right in line with other women's dresses. So I'm so excited. So it's getting closer to the floor, huh?
Yes, so on to the next stop. Okay, Natalie, this is kind of where it all ends up into our retail store.
So this is the retail store.
This is the retail store.
And look at all of this merchandise. I see everything. Now, what do you have in here?
We have coats, we have household items, we have t-shirts, we have toys, we have books, and there's a lot of brand new items. Still have the tags on them.
So we dropped it off. I have my receipt. I watched it go through the grading and the hanging process. I watched it go through the separation and the sizing and all of that.
Yes.
Now I'm in the retail store. So where's my dress now?
Okay, well, I think your dress is right over here, Natalie, on the Z-rack. And it looks to me like it might get chosen.
And you run the entire store just like a regular department store.
It is run just like a regular department store, retail store. We have no difference. There's no difference between how we run our operations and any other new goods retail.
And the folks who man the actual retail store, how many people are working in here?
On average, we have about 25 people that work over a 7-day period.
How important is it, Connie, to have a facility like Goodwill and to provide so many wonderful items and fulfill so many needs in the community?
Well, it feels really great to do that and to be a part of this organization that does that. I always say that everybody wins. The donor wins, the shopper wins, and more importantly, the person in need wins, because it's a positive outcome for everybody. So it's very important to our organization so that we can continue to fund and be independent in ourselves so that we can provide more services to more people.
Well, I want to thank you, Connie, for letting us come in and showing us the behind the scenes. I mean, it's just been incredible, and I'm so inspired by watching what actually goes on here at Goodwill Industries. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a great organization. Don't go away. When the Southern Scene returns, Savannah tries for the record books with the biggest low country boil in the world. We'll tell you all about it when we come back and how you can get in on the record-breaking action. Don't go away. Welcome back to the Southern Scene on WSAV and MyLC. You know, recently we told you all about a great opportunity Savannah's Tourism Leadership Council is offering one lucky photographer.
We are looking for the perfect Savannah shot. We want it to be on the cover of Savannah Southern Journey, which is the quintessential guide for our guest in Savannah. It goes in all of the lodging properties, and so the guests use it as an opportunity to look around and see what can they do in Savannah. Where can they eat? Where can they go? What can they do? And the cover just sums up Savannah in a nice way.
Okay, so now it's time to vote for your favorite photo. They received nearly 600 entries, and they've narrowed it down to 9 finalists. What photo will grace the cover of the 7th edition of Savannah, A Southern Journey? Log on to thesouthernscene.com today to choose your favorite. You have until September 30th to vote, so make sure you get those votes in. You know, another great event that's quintessentially Savannah is the upcoming Savannah Food and Wine Festival. It begins November 9th, and along with all the great events you've come to know and enjoy, well, there's something new this year. They're trying to set a record for the world's largest low country boil. How cool is that?
We're actually stepping out and trying something new. We are going to break the record for the world's largest low country boil. Now, when you think of Savannah, you think, what is our local food? What's our local dish? Well, it's the low country boil, of course. It's Georgia wild shrimp. It's all the sausages and corns that are grown around here. And so we're partnering with Georgia Grown to create the world's largest low country boil on November 7th. It's going to be on the Esplanade right in front of the river, so the backdrop of the downtown with the sea lapping up. It's going to be beautiful, family pick and peel type of dishes in front of you. It's going to be so much fun.
You know, that's just one of the great events at this year's Savannah Food and Wine Festival. Log on to thesouthernscene.com to find out how you can get tickets. You know, when it comes to great food, there is no shortage in the coastal empire and low country, but our lives are so busy, it's not always easy to eat healthy. One woman took a long, hard look at what she was feeding her family and decided when it comes to the ones she loves, well, homemade is the best. And she's sharing her story with the Southern Scene.
Well, we started the company in 2011 when my son got ready to start on baby food, and the baby food that I saw on the shelf and that I received as gifts, I kind of opened it up and it didn't really smell appetizing, it didn't really look appetizing, so I figured if I didn't like it, then he probably wouldn't either. So I took on the challenge of making my own and got some really creative recipes and just, you know, froze it and was all about it. And a couple of my friends asked me, how do you do that, or what are you feeding him? And so that's kind of how everything got started, and we ended up selling our product in Brighter Day Natural Foods, the Forsyth Farmers Market, Savannah Food Co-op, and then through our website. However, the commercial kitchen space that we were using to produce it, they actually sold the building and didn't renew the license on the space, so that left us without a production spot. So fast forward a couple of years, and now we're doing kids cooking parties so that we can still target kids and highlight nutrition, highlight starting early healthy relationships from the start with food, but it's just a little bit of a different way of doing it, and they're more interactive with it. Well, I have a certification in nutrition and wellness, so I do have the certification, but I'm definitely a mom who is just interested and passionate about it. We're not perfect, but I know that other moms are not either, and so just working to really overall provide the best that I can for my child in the areas that I can control. When he goes off to school or to a friend's house, you can't really control those settings, but they grow up knowing, okay, this is what we eat at home, this is the kind of food that I like, so this is a treat. And then normal meals would be a little bit healthier because they're used to being healthy.
Yeah, it gets us all out of the house, and everybody gets to be social and meet other moms that are, working from home, or single moms getting out and about. And I work from home, so this is a good opportunity for him to socialize with other little ones that are around his age.
We offer classes for adults as well, and come January we're going to actually roll out a parent club, a parent series of classes, but we also do couples cooking classes and adult cooking classes, and just anything that people are looking for, we can tailor a program to it. We can come to your home or to a clubhouse if you have one of those, or wherever you wanted to have your event, or you can come here. We can help you find another location, and we don't need a kitchen to do it. We can bring in some portable equipment or do recipes that don't require any heating elements as well. Well, they can look on our website, www.tummytimefoods.com, and we actually offer the kids cooking parties. So it's not a demonstration class for the older kids. They are actually cooking what they eat. So I take them through the process of, here's the instructions, here's the recipe that we're going to be making, and then if there are any dietary concerns, I make, allowances for those. But they actually, get to mix, measure, stir, we're gonna do a sauce today, so they'll get to see, kind of sauteing and whisking and that kind of stuff too. So it's just basically getting them interested. And the idea is that they're going to go home and tell their parents, hey, let's make this from scratch instead of, getting it out of the jar. Because that's the other piece that we highlight, making our ingredients from scratch. So if there's a sauce, if there's a pizza crust, if there's a pie crust, anything, then they're actually going to make it in our class.
Okay, so when it comes to eating healthy, well, what foods are definite no-nos? Here are the 5 food felons you should avoid.
When it comes to eating, there are good guys and bad guys. So, take this advice.
1 is eat the right portion size. 2 is eat a variety of foods. 3 is avoid the 5 food felons.
Never heard of the 5 food felons? Well, first on the list is saturated fat, which you find in things like fatty meats and foods containing palm or coconut oil.
The second one is avoid trans fat. It's a poison.
Trans fats not only raise our bad cholesterol, but they lower our good. You find them in some margarines and in commercially baked goods such as cookies and cakes. The other 3 food felons all have something in common.
You want to avoid simple sugars, added syrups, and any grain that isn't 100% whole grain.
That's because they can all cause unhealthy spikes and then dips in our blood sugar, which may increase our risk for diabetes.
You want no more than 4 grams of sugar per hour.
Or about 1/3 of a teaspoon. The best way to put the cuff on the 5 food felons is to go for the good guys: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and low-fat proteins.
And of course, when it's busy, well, we get excited because we look forward to bringing you our very best scene of the day. That's going to wrap it up for us. Hope you've enjoyed watching today's show. Now remember, you can see the Southern Scene twice. That's right, weekdays and weeknights. Weekdays on WSAV at noon, and of course, weeknights 7 p.m. on MyLC. If you have a story idea for us or you'd like to send us a message, we're easy to find. You can find us on Facebook, The Southern Scene. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, and you can go to our website, thesouthern.scene.com. And as always, keep your eyes open. Our Southern Scene cameras are always out and about, and you never know when you might be seen on the Southern Scene. See you next time.